Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, and we're back for the 24th chapter for the Exploring the Arsenal series, featuring me, Asian Psycho, aka Total Sniper 98. And this time, we're going to be taking a look at the machine gun unlocked at the rank of Corporal, which is the two chevron bars pointing upwards. The M60. The M60 is a very classic machine gun, and it's been in Combat Arms ever since Open Beta. I think it's I believe it was one of the classic machine guns anyway. And yeah, let's get right into the M60 review. Now, the M60, first of all, just to cover the general stuff, it is unlocked at Corporal, like I said before, and it costs 950 GP a day, just like your mini-me machine gun, so it's definitely cheaper than your MK48 machine gun, so keep that in mind. If you guys are kind of like the kind of ergonomic kinds of people, then there you go. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of the M60 stats. So now the damage on the M60 is a very solid 48. This is very high for, especially even for a machine gun. But for some reason, whenever I use the M60, it always has that feeling that it just doesn't put people down fast enough. I mean, I'm aware of the fact that M60 is indeed very powerful and it does have 48 damage, and that's not to say it counts for nothing, but it just feels like it takes more bullets than just 48 damage to put someone down for good. But in any case, it's got very good damage, so make sure you keep that in mind. Portability wise, it has a very low portability of 30. I mean, it is expected of a machine gun. Machine guns are typically very heavy, so hence it has a very low portability. In comparison to like the mini-me, I've forgotten what the portability exactly was on the mini-me, but I'm pretty sure they were similar. If not, maybe the mini was a little bit lighter, but not by too much. Rate of fire on the M60 is a solid 73, so it is pretty fast. Yeah, like it said, it's pretty fast for a machine gun. If you think back to like other assault rifles, like the SCAR-L that I just reviewed last chapter, SCAR-L had 70 rate of fire. So if you think about it, the M60 technically has faster rate of fire than the MK SCAR-L series did. So if you want to put that in perspective, the accuracy on the M60 is I want to say like pretty average 58. I believe the MK48 had higher accuracy, but only like the original, all the other variants, like the MK48 mod, like the MK48 camo and the mod camo and mod whatever. They all increased their accuracy by 1. The M60 has 58, so I think it's 1 less than the MK48. So whether or not you wanna keep that in reference, that's up to you. Now, moving on to the recoil and its recoil aspects. The numerical statistic on the M60 in terms of recoil is 73. Now, this is 2 points higher than it is. Actually, now that I think about it, the MK48 series didn't increment in terms of accuracy, increment downwards in terms of recoil. So I think the MK48 had like 71, and all the other all the other variants after that like decreased by 1 in terms of recoil. Now the M60 has 73 recoil, so that right off the bat that's 2 higher than the MK48, and I would have to agree with Nexon's rating here, because the M60 does feel like it does have quite a bigger recoil pattern, kick, what have you, than the MK48 for whatever reason. So if you think about it, the MK48 is pretty much superior to the M60 in pretty much every way. Now here is where the M60 is kind of superior to the MK48 in a couple senses. The recoil spread. The recoil spread, while like if you just stand still, I believe the MK48 feels tighter. It just feels tighter. I don't know if this is verified. I don't know. I've forgotten if they indeed are, if the MK48 spread is indeed tighter or whatnot. But I do know for a fact that the M60, it just feels like it has a bigger hipfire spread than the MK48 does. Now, having said that, while spraying, it feels like when you crouch down and spray, like you see me do frequently in this video, to get those long-range kills with the machine gun, the MK48 beats the M60 in that category where you just crouch down and just spray away. But when you move around and spray, the MK48 spread will enlarge faster, much faster than the M60 will. That's where the M60 beats out the MK48. The M60's recoil spread and the hipfire spread increases at a slower rate than does the MK48. So if you wanna take that in advantage if you want to put that to your advantage, then the M60 is definitely a more rusher friendly machine gun, and in other words, you can run and gun with it much better than the MK48, and I think that's pretty true, because in my experience, I couldn't really necessarily run and gun with the MK48 and the MK48 camo. The MK48 mod and the mod camo were different stories though, but we're just comparing this to the original MK48. I do indeed feel like the MK48 machine gun was more difficult in terms of like running and gunning, whereas the M60, because of its tighter recoil or hipfire spread, it was noticeably easier running and gunning with the M60. So if you guys wanna check it out for yourselves, then by all means go ahead. If you guys don't really agree with me, then by all means leave a comment telling me that you don't necessarily agree with me, that and that I should check it out again. In any case, until that happens. Recoil Kickback. The Recoil Kickback, as you can see, I'm comparing this a lot to the MK48, and I think it's pretty true. I think it's pretty necessary, because for machine guns especially, you need some sort of like reference point. So, assuming you guys know how the MK48 feels, because I've already done a review on it. The M60, in terms of recoil kickback, it kicks around a lot more than the MK48 per bullet, but the MK48 kicks up higher if you just let it go. Like, if you just crouch down and you just hold down that left click and don't do anything, like you don't drag your mouse down, you don't do nothing, you don't do anything else, the M60 will have a lesser kind of max like recoil height, if you guys know what I'm talking about, like the height at which it stops going up because of its recoil. The M60 has a lower kind of maximum height than does the MK48. Of course, this is just subjective. I don't know if this is exactly true, because I haven't had the time to actually like test it in like for reals, but it just feels that way. I feel like the MK48's recoil max recoil height is greater than it is on the M60. Of course, I could be wrong, but that's just what I feel. So once again, please do give me some feedback on whether or not you agree with me. Of course, make your comments reasonable. So yeah. Moving on to the overall recoil controlability. Now, I would have to say that the MK48 is superior to the M60 in terms of overall recoil controlability, but then again, like I mentioned before, the M60 in terms of running and gunning is much better than the MK48. So, whichever you guys prefer. If you guys prefer like just sitting in one place and holding down an objective, or holding down like a very tight spot, like a hot spot that you know people will go like keep flooding towards you, then go with the MK48. If you're more like a mobile machine gunner, like you like to run around and take up different kinds of positions, and frequently if you need to do it, then you can go into hot spots and just gun everyone down Rambo style. I think Rambo uses those M60s, right? Then the M60 is better suited for you. Can't stop. Because of its lower kind of like recoil spread in terms of how big it'll get and the time that it takes to get as big as it gets. So yeah, keep that in mind there. So Tapfire Ability, because of its its low rate of fire for a machine gun, or it's not really low, but you can definitely half fire, quote unquote, with the M60. Most machine guns are able to be half fired, quote unquote. It's just that, why would you want to tap fire? I don't really know, but if you guys feel the need to, then go ahead and be my guest. If you guys want to like PZ someone from really far away with like a machine gun, I don't know if that's the most efficient thing to do, a little too PZ with, but I mean, go for it if you guys really feel like it. Then definitely M60 does have that Tapfire ability built into it, as do with most other machine guns. But then again, why would you want to? Sprint Drawback. The sprint drawback on the M60 is on the slower side for machine guns. I feel like it's the same kind of sprint animation and sprint drawback as the MK48 and the Mini-Me have, so I mean, they're pretty much identical. Not much to say there. Draw speed. It's once again the same draw animation as the MK48 and the Mini machine guns. So once again, nothing too special there. Let's see what moving on to the center speed. The center speed on the M60. Now, the center speed for most machine guns is indeed pretty slow. So, in terms of its own center speed, the M60 isn't really too it's not too special. So I'm gonna have to say it's just average. It's the same as the MK48, the Mini-Me, and stuff like that, and other machine guns like as such. So yeah, center speed you don't really need to worry about it too much. It's pretty slow. It's a machine gun anyway, so you can expect it to be pretty slow. Reload speed. It has the same reload animation as do the MK48 and the Mini-Me. So whatever you guys think of theirs, think the same as with the M60. Now, fire modes, it comes with fully automatic only, nothing too special there. And luck, I actually think the M60 is actually quite lucky, much luckier than the MK48. I know I've mentioned in the MK48 review or the chapter review that the MK48 series is pretty lucky. Think of the machine. I like to think of the M60 M60's like kind of luck, or my luckiness with the M60, like one or two notches above that. So however you want to like think of it. There you go. Ammo capacity. It has a very standard 100 rounds in like the belt feed magazine and 100 in reserve, so nothing too special there. Let's see, key physical characteristics. So the M60 is a very, very long machine gun. Yeah, that's what she said too. And it has a kind of like a very, very bulky buttstock for whatever reason. It looks like a rotor blade on the back of a sailboat. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, it's a very, very lengthy machine gun, and people will definitely be able to see you camping around a corner if you have your M60 out. So it's kind of overcompensating for something else, but I won't get into that. Moving on to the muzzle noise. The muzzle noise is a very low frequency and pretty quiet for a machine gun without a suppressor. Obviously, you can't really attach suppressors onto a machine gun anyway. It doesn't really make sense either. Besides, how's that even possible? But it's a very low frequency machine gun, and it's got a very bassy tone to it. So if you guys, however you guys want to think about that, get turned on. And yeah. The attachment options, once again, as with all machine guns, you can only attach magazine modifications onto it, so nothing too special there. Do remember that if you put an extended mag 1 on it, your machine gun has additional 25 bullets. If you guys put extended mag 2 on it, then you get an additional 50 bullets. So keep that in mind. Moving on to the whether or not it's Fireteam worthy. Pretty much, I like to think of all machine guns as very Fireteam worthy. The M60 is definitely it's a machine gun, so it'll definitely do work in Fireteam, but it's not quite as good as other machine guns. Other machine guns can take down zombies very much more quickly, so I don't really recommend using the M60 in particular. But if you guys do indeed want to use it, then go ahead and be my guest. Epic fail right there. Moving on to quarantine worthy. It is worthy for quarantine depending on what you guys want to use it for. Like, obviously it's not very good free running weapon. I mean, who wants to carry around a machine gun while free running against zombies? But if you do like to hold down like a position, then the M60 E4, or the M60, not the E4, but just the regular M60 is a very good machine gun to do so. Sorry about that. And it's high rate of fire. It definitely will keep zombies away at bay. Do keep in mind though that a high rate of fire does mean that you will run out of bullets much more quickly. But I mean, as long as you can keep the zombies at bay, you don't really care, right? Frank personal opinion. So the M60, like I said in the beginning of this video, the only problem that I have with the M60 as a machine gun is the fact that it doesn't feel like it puts people down quickly enough. Even though it does have a very high damage rating at 48, it just doesn't feel like it puts down people quite as fast as I want it to. So if it had some sort of damage buff to it, then that'd be very nice. Do keep in mind though that the M60 is able to be customized, so you can customize it, and you have all customizations available to it. You can customize the damage, you can customize the accuracy and recoil, and you can also customize the what was it? Actually, what was the other one? Oh, the rate of fire. Yes, that's right. But honestly speaking, it doesn't make too much of a difference. But I have noticed that the M60 does fire noticeably faster. It's not too much, but you can definitely tell that the M60 does fire slightly faster with the customization on it. So, and also it does pack a little bit much more punch if you put on that damage customization on it as well. So. There you go. Definitely do make sure to customize the M60 if you got it for more than like 7 days or something like that. It is definitely worth your time. It'll help you gain the edge in some firefights. Not all, but some. Enough to make the customizations worthy enough to be able to be or to go for, you know. So. That's right. Let's see. So those are my frank personal opinions. That's the only, like I said, that's the only qualm I have about the M60 machine gun. If it were just a little bit more powerful, then I'd be happy with the M60. Now, once again, the final rating will be down in the description below. And yeah, this will wrap up the M60 review. My name is Agent Zycon. I've been your host for the Exploring the Arsenal series thus far. Check out the rest of the playlist if you guys have not done so. And for those of you guys who are new subscribers, welcome to my channel. I do upload on a nearly daily basis. So, whatever you guys might think about that, I do post very long gameplays. I doubt that any other combat arms person puts up more lengthier videos than I do on a more frequent basis. But so yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And have a nice day, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this M60 review and learned something that you guys did not know before. So my name is Agent Psycho, aka Tober Sniper 98, and I will see you guys in game or later in the next review on the M60 Steel, which pretty much probably isn't even worth a review in itself anyway, because it's like the same thing as the M60. Anyways, look out for that next review, and I'll see you guys later.
Round start. Round start. Round start. Round start. Round start. Round start.
Thank you.
Headshot. Round start. Bravo team wins.